Good morning guys and welcome back to the channel. So today I believe we are finally moving to the fourth deck, and it is a very interesting part because we have gun carriage there and very specific system. We have the rails for the gun carriage. Okay, so yeah. So before building it on the deck, we have to assemble actually the gun carriage itself. But before we will start doing something, I want to talk a little about improving kits or buildings from scratch and what type and style to choose. In case of kits, you have more flexibility because you are limited to what this manufacturer provide you with, and that's why I want to use everything what we have in the kit. And if I'm improving something, I'm using all these cuts off which we have in the kit, and that's why I want to show you that you can improve your model just having one scalpel, so it is not necessary to have power tools. And I want to talk a little about the style. For example, when you want to improve the kit, you also have to be careful with not overdoing it or overthinking it. In the case of Philadelphia, we can build 3 different styles, let's say. We can build just pure 100% according to the instructions in the kit, and will be correct model because this is what manufacturer designed, provide you with. Maybe you will be missing some parts and details, but this is what you have in the kit, and this is not historically accurate, this is proper model. I'm judging by the standards because I am an ex-sportsman, and in Europe it is a sport. So if you will build model just according to the instructions and drawings which you have in the kit, this is properly built, correctly built model which can be judged, and you can get maximum points, like 100 points. If you want to improve it, here is a very tricky place. If you are improving and you're adding something to your kit, kit bashing, I believe this is called here in the United States, we don't have such term. You have to be careful, because if you are adding something, you have to prove that this was historically accurate. You have to provide document, contemporary paintings, archival drawings, documents like mails between captain and some, or just or even on the in the process of building, sometimes we can find some letters, like in the case of Gunboat Philadelphia, we have a few such published and mentioned in the book. Bratton mentioned such letters. When the gunboat was rigged, there is a letter with request to get, for example, swivel guns, but any single document proving that Gunboat Philadelphia got all the necessary guns and swivel guns. So that's why we can see 3 different guns. And on the gunboat, only 1 swivel gun was raised, but we have 8 brackets. But does not mean that all 8 of them were installed, because swivel guns were removable, so while you're firing on one side of the boat, you don't have to have other 4 just hanging out there. You just can equip your boat with 4 and just shift them from one side to another, depends when it is convenient and necessary to have it. So it quite possibly can be with 4 swivel guns, not necessary to have all 8, but I doubt that it was only 1 swivel gun. So in the kit we have 2, and I want to cast at least another 2. So this is something what you can't completely prove that it was exactly 4, but this is a possibility, and you have to explain it, why you think that it was 4, for example. Another thing, we have a few replicas built of this boat, so you can build a model of a replica. And on the replica we have some details which we don't have on the original boat. This is just in the continuation of these lockers which we have on in the stern part of the boat, or aft part of the boat. On the original gunboat we have just 2, the seats were just a solid piece of wood without any pintles, gudgeons. It was just solid piece of wood. On the replicas we can see some pintles just to lock the locker, so it wasn't necessary probably when the original boat was built, but on the replica it was necessary to have it. So, and this is the difference. If you are mixing replica, original boat and everything together, this is not good. You have to follow one line. If you want to build historically accurate models, then you have to follow the original boat. And you don't have to do even any research, because everything was already done for you. We have very detailed drawings. This boat very well documented, so just have to follow the drawings, and that's it. And my point is that if you are mixing together, this is already, you can't say that this is how the original boat was built, or you can't say that this is how the replica was built, because it's a mix already. So if you will bring such model, for example, to Europe on the competitions, the judges will ask you first what you were following: drawings, original boat which you have in the museum, or were you building replica, or you just build a completely invented model. So every detail which you can't prove was on the original boat, so this is not original boat. And my point is that when you are mixing together, this is not already like you are not following one line. And this is just probably in my blood sitting, because this is how I was taught when I was making a mistake on the model. I had best coaches and trainers, and they were just constantly pointing like, this is not right, it wasn't on the original ship. If you want to go to the competitions, you have to remove it, or you have to rebuild it. And sometimes I have to rebuild entire piece of which I was working, like for example 1 month, and because I screw something with something, I have to rebuild entire piece. And this is how I was taught. That's why it is just eye-poking and tickling me if I'm seeing constant in one model mixed everything together. We have an expression we're saying like, don't mix flies and meatballs. They should be served separately. So this is my point. If you are building a model and you want to improve it, don't overdoing it. Just follow one line. What are you building? Are you building a model of a replica? Are you building a model of the real boat? Or you are just building your own gunboat, but it is no longer Philadelphia. This is just your own perfect gunboat, which you think is just in perfect world could exist. So that was a long talk. I hope with my poor language you understood my point. This is not bad that you are trying to improve and to add more details, but if you are adding too much, it's bad. Probably better not to make all the parts and details. It won't be counted as a mistake. If you will say, for example, that I build a historically accurate model, and somebody will come and point like, you forgot to install something. Like, yeah, I forgot, so you're missing something. You can edit it any time. But if you add too much or something what wasn't on the real boat, this is no longer a real historically accurate model. This is the point. So I hope nobody got upset and offended. This is just really something how I was taught, and this is just constantly is tickling me. I have to say it. So with this, let's start working on the model. And I think Imbir was passing by here, and I caught his fur into my eye, and it's actually quite unpleasant, and I can't open my eye and see properly, and nothing I can do about it. So I will be constantly blinking with my eye. So where is my screen? This one. Before we will start installing this tracks for the carriage, we need to assemble the carriage itself, because as I said, I want to use all parts from the kit, and if I want to improve something, I will be adding just what was on how it was done originally. If something wrong, somebody texted me that something was wrong with carriages. Haven't seen yet what, but we will figure out in a moment. I have drawings right here behind me. This is from the kit, and I will bring a drawing from the Smithsonian Institution so we can compare them. So this is the one, this is a truck, and let me bring also the drawing with the carriage itself. So this is our drawing with the truck. And this. Oh, perfect, it's even laying perfectly. Trying to fit it in the screen. Of course, this is a much bigger scale than our boat, so we will measure it and we will check if it is the same on the drawings in the kit. And let me bring another drawing with the carriage itself. which one? This is the one. Yeah, I saw that weird constructions on the drawings in the kit, and I can see it right now in the on the drawings from the Smithsonian. Let me position it somehow like this, and to find the field of depth like this. So, right. Okay, I can see this is huge square piece here, right here. We don't have it in the kit. We have just the front part. Where is it? Just trying to find it. Okay, this is very convenient drawing. Just to show you, so we have huge, big square piece in front of it. We don't have that shape rounded part in front part of it. But what we can do about it? Let me think. If we can improve the parts. This is what I'm talking about. So let me put it. We have this piece, which is not the original carriage. And what I'm seeing that just who was designing the kit was trying to make to just hold this entire piece of or carriage in proper position, but theoretically we can improve it. Let me think about it. Okay, we have this. And let me check one more time what we have right here. I just want to assemble this carriage first, so we can control our truck. Because we are limited to this carriage which we have in the kit. What is this piece? I'm trying to understand. Oh, this is such a look of this. Yeah, this is such a look of this huge block. Right. And there is a ring also should be installed, which we don't have on in the kit. Let me move it right here. So we have this huge wooden block. We can glue, for example, two parts from two wooden. We have strips in the kit, so we can glue two together to get a big square piece. And we have a ring here. This is also very, very well seen right here. So it is right here. I'm trying to figure out for what it is. And probably this is for moving it in reverse. Nothing in the kit like that. So yep, we can improve our gun carriage. What else we can do here to improve? The rest looks like we have this part. In the kit they really repeated this one, so we can use this piece. So we actually have to add this piece of big squarish piece of wood with eye bolt, and the rest is actually pretty much good. So we just can improve our gun carriage from the kit. So let's send some and prepare all the parts which we will use, and then I will find a piece of wood which to glue into shape this square piece, and I want to measure it with something. If I can find a ruler. I need dimensions. Okay, I found my caliper. So I can measure it with a caliper. And watch me how I will screw it. I did it a few times already with this electronic thing. 22.3. 22.3. In our scale this is, so let me calculate it. 22.3 in 1:16, and we will need to convert it into 1:24. This is 14.9, practically 15 millimeters. Quite. Let me measure one more time. it is a huge piece of wood. But recoiling also was very, very strong from this thing. So yes, it is correct. It's 15 millimeters. Let's keep it here. Or right here then. Don't fall. Okay, stay like this. Good. And I want to keep also this. I want to check first the width of this, the maximum width, if it is the same as in the kit. So it is 39 millimeters. In our scale it is, oh, my camera did this trick, 26 millimeters. And what we have in the kit, 26 millimeters. And here we have 27.5. So 1.5 millimeters wider in the kit than it was on the original boat. I can explain that this is just because limited strips and dimensions which manufacturer has. It's not bad, so we can live with that. It's not very visible. The 1.5 millimeters not that noticeable. So I will keep this drawing also somewhere next to me. Come on. My painting become a drawing holder, but now I have everything behind me, what is good. I have parts from the kit, so let's finally start working on it. So we have some of these weirdly shaped, but apparently they were on the, or something similar was on the original carriage, so I will use them for sure. But I will sand each edge until I will get bare wood, just because this burned edges, this is just the result of laser cutting machine, so I will remove it. And I will remove it with my favorite tool, because this is the fastest way to do. We can do it with sanding block, and I will use also clamp to hold it in place. Right, want it to be visible, so I need to find the proper position so I can clamp it. And this is what I will do. And also when laser machine is cutting something, it looks like 90 degrees, but it is always with some small tiny angle, such small it is almost noticeable, but when you are sanding something at 90 degrees, you can see that you are leveling it. So one side is always like smaller than, or square, if you will calculate squarish flat surface, so one side will be bigger, another smaller. So I'm sending it to the point when I will get this 90 degrees edge. Something like this. And also edges. Perfect. In places where I can't do it with a sending disk, I can do it with files. A little more right here. Something like this. So let's keep it on the boat. Next one. No, I will use this piece just to get the proper dimension to hold it, two pieces parallel to each other, but I will make that square piece of wood with an iron in it. Just want to get proper straight edge. Like this. And this is what I'm cleaning also, these parts when the piece of wood was holding on the sheet after laser cutting, so this is something that you definitely have to clean. And also, as I said, all these burned edges. How about... We also can install real metal nails here, just perfect marking, so we already don't have to mark it and calculate, we just have to drill and install our metal spikes, which we made previously. I have some in my stock from previous episodes. Checking questions. And pieces too small. We'll check in a moment. But we just found that the gun carriage itself is a little different. Any more questions, comments? Oh, the volume is really low. You mean volume of the sound? This is maximum which I can provide. This is everything at maximum. So maybe just your volume on the YouTube is lowered on the video itself. No more questions. Good. Haven't missed anything today yet. It's only a beginning. actually what I like the most about this disk sander. You can rotate both directions, left and right, depends on which side of the disk sander you are working. If I need something bigger table around the disk sander, I'm working on this side. If I need 90 degrees, I have it immediately right here. And this table can be moved, slided, so you can get bigger or smaller size dimensions here, just to and closer to this edge, bring table closer. So this is really something very useful and convenient. Still a little more. Something like this on the upper edge. But you can see now, without proper sanding and polishing, this dirt gets into the wood or fibers of wood, and you really have to sand it and polish it before using any finishes, because you will get exactly this dirty surface. This is very curly, I call it, wood, because it's really like with hair on the surface before polishing and sanding. So you have to polish it perfectly to the shiny, glossy surface almost before using any finishes, or basswood will look dirty, even under shellac. This is what surprised me, that even shellac can create dirt, or this illusion of dirt. Okay, this one is good enough. The rest will be done manually. And let's look for some cuts off and pieces of wood strips from the kit, which we can convert into that big square piece of wood. We don't have to cut too long one, but it should be exactly the length of this piece which we are replacing. Actually, maybe I just can cut this one, glue together, and convert this one into a square piece. Also an option. Clean. Are you going to do an unboxing of the picket boat? Of course I will do. I have already that dinghy. When I saw that kit, I said, oh, it's a very nice one for like to start, or for beginners, completely, absolutely beginners who never worked with wood. This is just so perfect. And then for improving your skills in soldering iron, in painting, just picket boats, this is just perfect model for getting this experience. And then we can build something bigger and interesting. So I will, when I will get my box, I will unbox it, of course, and will publish on my channel, so you can see what is inside. I have seen this model on some exhibitions, and it is quite large, like this one probably, or maybe like this. So quite big scale, convenient to build, and lots of soldering. So you definitely will get some practice in soldering. But maybe for the picket boat, I would consider to replace planking on the deck, because it's so beautiful. The model is beautiful, and just asking you to put boxwood or pear on the deck instead of basswood. But unfortunately, the guy which I was constantly referring to and installing my links, who was selling strips of different wood like boxwood, pear, he closed his shop due to his health issues. So I need to find a different manufacturer of wooden strips, which I can also link to, so you can buy just ready strips. And I just want you to buy proper wood like pear, boxwood, yellow cedar. This is just what makes your model more noble, not just because it's more expensive, but it's really the proper wood which you can see on contemporary models: boxwood, ebony, pear. This is modelers actually was, they weren't modelers, they were real shipwrights who was building models to present like their possible future project, what kind of ship they can build. So we just will presenting the model as a prototype. This is very exciting, and they were using mostly pear boxwood ebony. So the natural color of wood was just mixed into a model. So that was, and you can see it in all these contemporary models in the museums. This is just wow. Yes, they are quite dark now, but they are dark not because somebody put a lot of this fake aging liquids, etc. They are dark because of time. And this is my point. I don't like to age models intentionally because they will age with the time. And can you imagine what happened with the model when the wood in 100 years will age on its own, and you already put on top of it all that liquids which creates that worn out look, and like wood was aged, the model will look awful. So that's why I'm building mostly just bare wood with using some oils, because this is what was used on the contemporary models, and shellac. Shellac is the most popular finish on all these contemporary models, and shellac also can darken wood dramatically. Not immediately, but in a couple of years, couple of decades, you will see it. Even on the Gunboat, Philadelphia, in 2-3 months, you can see the difference. You can make fresh sample and just to compare it to your model, and you will see the difference. Okay. So this piece is practically ready too. The rest I will clean with sanding block. What else? G6 parts. And what is this? It wasn't here. That should be probably. Oh, this is here, yes. Where is my scalpel? Just a few parts. If I understood that these pieces were small and short, so we'll see in a moment if we have to make new ones or we can use these ones. Just let me clean these edges so they will be flat for gluing, and the upper one will be visible, so should be definitely cleaned to the bare wood, so I can see the wood. This. What else I'm missing? The rest I believe I will use just strips of wood, so let me find the proper ones. Oh, this is Ultimation disk sender. I believe I have under every video or live stream links to disk sender and slicer, which I'm constantly using. Check it in the description. I will check it after the live stream. If it is not there, I will add it. Oh. Let me show you what is this. I believe it is on the front. Yeah, the Ultimation. And it's Canadian, and they are shipping it all over the world, even in Tokyo. Just got this comment under my videos. Okay. Let's find proper strips. So this this is, I believe, our truck, and this is correct one. So let me check it first. 3.3, 3.3. Should be 3.2, but something like that. And this is 2.4, 6.6. Looks like it. And what do we have here? Two, oh, 2.4, 3.2. We need some square piece. We will need it. Something square. Something square. Where is this, for example? 2.4, 3.2. Yes, we will need this one. Good. And I believe this is it. So let's clean it completely and we can assemble our gun carriage. I can bring camera closer so you can see it. So let me clamp it in the middle of the screen, preferably like this, so we can clean this piece. And I will work with files here. We'll need a brush, so everything should be cleaned. Actually, this brownish thing can be washed. I tried it on the laser cut pear blocks. Just can drop them literally in the warm water, mix it, dry it, and you just will get beautiful pear blocks. But I wouldn't risk to wash it on the basswood. Basswood is so soft and it is like a sponge, so I believe water will just spoil it completely. Better just to sand it. And I know it's so boring to do this, it's much faster just to get it out of this sheet, glued together, and the carriage is ready. But trust me, after you will get proper color of the wood, and you will use oil or shellac on top of it, or even if you want to age and make it brown, we'll use bitumen varnish or any kind of patina to imitate that brown aged wood. So definitely it is better to clean these burned edges. Like it was just cut properly without any laser machines. Yeah, I believe they have a discount if you are buying together sander and slicer. And slicer and sander, they are constantly on my table. The slicer is next to me on another side, on another table, but I will use it in a moment for cutting strips. And everything what I tried before, they were plastic fantastic. The blades were soft or something, or just not sturdy enough stand, so that you couldn't cut anything thicker than 1 millimeter per 1 millimeter. And with this slicer I can cut 7 per 7 millimeter square piece of walnut. It is even working with such stiff, physically stiff hard wood like pear and boxwood. And yeah, for boxwood you have to use thinner strips, because too thick ones it's too stiff wood or too hard for such blade. But it is doable, and mostly for that smaller strips which I'm using it's just perfect. For thicker ones I definitely have to use table saw. And let's make this. Where is my rounded one? Today I just want to glue this wooden part. All that metal works we will do later in detailing the gun carriage. I need to get this wooden carriage just sizes so we can work on the gun truck. So I want to work on metal today, but I definitely have to clean these edges before gluing together everything. And I will need something like this is 400 sandpaper. I just want to clean flat surface because it is dirty at the moment. So just need to make it beautiful. So just slight sanding and polishing will do the job. And polishing with Scotch Brite, scuff pads, I believe proper one term. My pleasure. It is really the most useful sander I ever had. And my first thoughts was like, oh my god, it's expensive. But I tried it. It was exhibition here in New London. Every April we have it. It will be April 25 this year. So I tried it there, and my thought was like, oh my god, this is so useful, this is so good, especially that bigger table on one side, longer, so you can work around the edge of the sander. And this is just really, it was designed, I believe the owner of this business, he is a railroader, or building railroads, scale railroads. But this thing was just designed for ship modeling. Or just railroads and ship models, they are not that far from each other. You just have to do the same task with wood, so that's why it is so convenient. Now you can see clean side, beautiful one on this side, which we sanded and polished, and curly dirty this one, so I will repeat same. So that's why it is important to sand and polish it before using any finishes. Basswood is like a sponge, soaks everything, and if the surface not polished, it can look like a dirt on the surface. And in scale, this is really very noticeable and visible. And this is about modeling. 80% of the time you are sanding constantly, sanding, polishing before, so preparing part and detail for about 1 or 2 hours to glue it in 1 or 2 minutes. But I am actually enjoying especially when I was working full week back then in Ukraine. Sometimes I was coming back home, bag was flying one direction, another shoes other direction. My cat was searching for a fifth corner in the apartment, like, I'm not going closer to you. And then I was sitting down next in front of my model just to grab a piece of wood, to sand it, to play with it and glue it, and like, oh, relaxed. Finally, I'm all right. I'm no longer angry. So for me, this is just some sort of style of meditation. To play with a piece of wood a couple of hours before gluing it. So I am enjoying it. And this is about ship modeling. You have to sand something constantly. Now a little polishing. And maybe I can make slightly rounded edges because they are too sharp, and basswood is not holding the edge properly, so just not to make it very sharp, to create some volume, and just to be on the safe side that these edges won't chip off. So something like this, and here. Good, I like this one. And now we can compare. I can make it a little less bright so you can see it. The dirty one and the clean one which we just sanded. So this is the difference. So let's make the second one also beautiful. Right. Yeah, I had sanders in Ukraine. I sold practically everything except of my rotary tools there, and I bought, actually my husband gave me as a gift a small disc sander Proxon. It is a good one if you don't have anything else, but it is with some disadvantages. You can work only on one side. It is limited because around the disc sander itself you have such plastic like fence around it, so you can't work with knees, for example, sanding it. That plastic fence is preventing you from doing this. When around this disc sander you don't have anything, so you can work around it easily with all the possible carved wooden parts. And it is also possible to rotate in both directions, which is also very convenient because you have usually left and right parts which mirrored, so, and you have to work on another side of the disc sander. And also Proxon has too big distance between the sander itself, and so all very small parts they just can fall in between sander and the table, and so that's why it is not always convenient. It is for a little bigger scale designed, and maybe not such precise sanding which we need in the ship modeling, what actually Ultimation tools can provide you with. So after getting this sander and slicer, my life become much easier. In sense of ship modeling, I mean. Okay, probably I have to first clean all these edges before sanding because I will get dirt back. So let's clean them. And sand it properly, this end. part. Oops, sorry for these noises. A little more sanding, and this one is ready too. Come on. I believe I need just a little more sanding right here on the edge. Actually, even after cleaning the edges, this polished side already is not that dirty. But let's clean the other side. A little more. And just to make these soft radiuses on the edges, okay, these two pieces are ready. A little more sanding right here. I believe this is for the track piece. Do we have something? Oh, we have somewhere small, two small pieces for the gun carriage to sand also. One such piece, this is just temporary one, and another should be installed, so I can clean only one and sand. Maybe a little more sanding, just to create rounded edges, and that's perfect. Actually, maybe just a little more sanding. Looks like it is needed. Good. And now these two small pieces. and it is necessary actually to clean something maybe, or it will be glued. So maybe not that necessary, but just a little. Okay, and I wanted to check this piece. How we need 15 millimeters, I said. That square piece, where was it on the drawing? Yes, it is quite. So let's make it. I'm thinking about how to cut this piece, or maybe we have something thick. No. Oh, we have some. I do remember I was ordering additional planks, so I don't remember, were these thick planks from the kit or this is that additional ones? Just want to check the dimension. 13 millimeters, almost what we need. So I'm thinking about to cut them. So it should be like this. The length. And to create this wooden piece, square one. Because it's not enough of this one, or I can cut from the cuts off of this sheet, also an option. I believe we have lots of cuts off here to cut something. And even more here. I just searching for the proper length. Okay, 22 millimeters, and we need only the length should be 17 millimeters. So we can use this piece. It's even longer than we need. How thick it is? 4.7. So we need to glue 3 thicknesses of these to cut one square piece. Okay. Let's use it. Trying to find a different one. Three. And maybe I will cut immediately what I said. What was the width of it? So actually a bit more, maybe would be just enough of one piece. Don't need that many because the length of it only 17 millimeters. So let's mark. I need a ruler. Millimeters. I need millimeters. Let me bring another ruler because I can't work with this one. This is a better one. So let's mark 15 millimeters. Just I will cut between them, so I will create some reserve. Another 15 millimeters. Yeah, I can make it from one piece. That is good. Let's cut it. Oh, thank you. This has really become such a fantastic hobby. Always like to work with my grandfather with a hammer and nails. So I believe this is his influence. He was a fantastic carpenter. Okay. And maybe I can cut immediately the proper length, or I will do it later. Actually, even like this, it is enough. The width. I will glue it first and then we'll decide which direction to cut. So let's glue something. I will bring some glue. And we need to glue also these pieces so we can work on the gun carriage. What was the proper position? It's the very edge, like this. This is what we have in the instructions. So this is what we will do. And I need some glue. And a toothpick. The rest of pieces I will drop in the kit. I will need some clamps. I believe this such massive square piece of wood makes sense to make very strong gun carriage. What I'm usually doing, I'm just mixing that I can get even glue on both sides, and now I can clamp it. Another piece. So now I can clamp also like this, so they won't slide, and like this. Maybe this should dry till tomorrow, but we'll see. Theoretically they are writing something like 20 minutes to clamp and then you can work, so we'll see in 20 minutes if we can sand and make it proper shape, proper square piece of wood. But I will glue these small tiny pieces. Like this. Yes. It is at an angle. So okay, it is the correct one. Another drop of glue. Trying to figure out where is the center of the screen, right here. Even if that square piece of wood won't be ready, I will use this part from the kit just to get proper width of the gun carriage, so we can install the rail today, gun rail. And of course my favorite tool on the other table. Let me bring it here. This is my favorite tool for cleaning, for scraping, for everything. Especially scraping the extra glue, all these drops. And we need to clean these drops because we have to glue then other pieces of wood. So it will be very difficult to clean when dried. Better to do it immediately. Let me lamp it. Maybe even with 2 clamps. And this one. Need to level it properly. And scraping, this is the best way to remove the glue even which already was soaked into the wood, into fibers. Because later, if you haven't cleaned something, it is not visible actually. You will see it when you will apply finishes. It will be just white spots. Stains, I don't know how proper to say this. And which are more difficult to remove when the glue already dried, while when it is still fresh, it is easier to do. Need another 2 clamps. Good. What else we can do? We need to find piece G4. I believe I have seen it somewhere, G4. This is M3 now, G7, G4, so I have a hole right here, so G4 somewhere around here, G4, oh I know where is it, this is where is it, and we need to prepare it also to be glued. Also just want to get clear bare wood. So this is all the effort I'm putting right now is just to put 2 or 4 strips of wood on the deck to make a gun rail. I'm building the entire gun carriage. So this is everything about what you have to know about the ship modeling. Lots of prep work to glue 2 strips of wood. And this is actually only because we already have these gun carriages in the kit and I want to use them, so I'm improving them to make it more historically accurate, like adding this massive square piece of wood instead of the laser cut one, which I dropped somewhere already, don't know where, instead of this one because it wasn't on the original boat, or for this specific one. Others too, they are with such similar part, but the 12-pounder on the bow was without it, or the gun carriage was a little different. So we are following this original drawings in this case. So done with the sanding. Now I need to clean it because it is unsanded and polished, so should be sanded and polished. And a little of Scotch Brite. Oh, good job. I'm dreaming about second layer of planting on my Mayflower. I just reached the stage, I prepared everything, and that's it. My Mayflower is waiting for me till I will come somewhere in autumn this year. So it is already this year, so already closer. And I will make soft edges, of course, my favorite part. In the case of pear or boxwood, I wouldn't dare to do so, but basswood is very soft, and what I noticed, it's very easy to damage the edges and they just can chip off and peel off, so better to prevent this wood from it. So that's why I'm creating edges, the little slight radiuses. So it is also additional volume, of course, and in my hope that it won't chip off. And I believe we need to find some strips of wood. This one I can keep just for the guide. We need 1/8 square piece. This is 3.2. I have seen somewhere the piece of wood which I dropped here. Probably exactly for this. This is not square, so this is not it. What is this? Oh, this is it. This is what I need. And now it's time for Slicer. So let's invite Slicer on the stage. Same automation tools which I said before at the very beginning. Maybe I will turn it around so you can see exactly how it is working. Let me position also the strip. Come on, wake up. My camera is playing all possible tricks. Come on. Give me a second. So what was the length of it? Where is that piece? So I just will use this one as a guide. And it is, let me cut first square edge because this one was chipped off. Actually, while the wood is still long, I can sand it and prepare it because I don't know how much it is visible. There is some traces from the table saw, or I need other tools. So I will prepare this piece before I will cut it, because when it's small, it's more difficult to clamp and sand. So I will sand it before cutting it. A little of Scotch-Brite, of course. A little more. Don't know how long this I will use, but I will use definitely entire strip for that gun tracks. So if I will sand more than it is necessary right now, it's alright. Less sanding later. So now let's create proper edge, more even to cut. Perfect edge. That is why I like this slicer. And where is my guide? So I want to get the proper length. So I will mark it with a pencil. Just to get some, trying to find proper position, and it's too long strip to place it comfortably. Let's cut it a little longer, and I want to make another one. In the same way. Also, I will cut it a little longer. Only two, right? Only two. Good. So let me switch them into this direction. We'll cut them more precisely. While I'm switching to this direction, because the blade is one side is flat, another at an angle, so you are getting perfect 90 degrees cut only from this side, from the left side. And it actually is also signed here, square side, off cut side. So this is the explanation why I cut it a little longer, so before making the precise cut, but I also will sand it. So let me unscrew this one, and I will grab my sander. So this is the most precise 90 degrees cut or sand, because I have this edge of the table which I'm trying to put in the middle of the screen. And I want to sand both of them simultaneously. Maybe I will sand this side first. We'll flip it. And now other side. and I will use also a block, so they definitely will be at the same length. Now let me check if it is the same length as this guide. Where is the square piece? I believe they are a little longer, so a little more sanding. And again I will press it with this metal block. Let's clean the edges, the fur on the edges, which is not beautiful. And I will check it one more time. So it is the proper length. Like this. They are both same length. Trying to find the field of depth, and we can glue it on the carriage. Now, actually, I can do it on this table. It's a little closer to the camera. I got some glue on my fingers. Where is the second one? In front of my nose, of course. That part of the carriage has a beveled end of it. Which part? You mean lower one? We will glue strip of wood, if you are talking about this one. Because that one, the gun carriage, which is on the bow, it's completely parallel, so nothing beveled, like this piece of wood, because it is on the slider. So it can't be beveled, obviously, if you are talking about this part. This is the case for the gun carriages on wheels. And also this gun carriage is different. That's why I'm not using this piece. I can use it as a guide right now, for example, so I definitely can keep the proper length in this, and while I'm gluing two pieces of wood on this additional structure. But actually, before I will glue it, I maybe will touch it with this file a little more, just to be sure that it is properly leveled, the end of this part. Oh, good job. Blowed my two parts. And also a slight touch right here to check if it is also flat. It is perfect. This one is perfect. Same for here. I can use disc sander right here. So it is perfect. Definitely. And this one. And now we need to glue these two pieces of wood. Let me choose the most beautiful side. Or I just can sand the dirt which we got in the process of working with these small pieces. Which one is beautiful? They both are beautiful. So let's glue them too. A drop of fresh glue. As again, elevated platform, it is at an angle, right? This is how the additional structure installed, and that's why it is at an angle. So that is correct. Agree. Glue. Okay, I will add some glue on both on these notches, I can say, and on the part itself. I have a drop of glue where it shouldn't have it. Okay, in a moment I will press clamp on it. Just need to add some glue. And I will use this piece just as a guide, so it won't fold. Come on, just as a guide, please. Yes. And now I want to make it 90 degrees, of course. Without this, how to explain this? Then you can just lift it, it starts dancing exactly with different angles. This is what I want to avoid, and I need to clean all these drops. Just to clean it on this excess of glue. And again we need to clamp it for 20 minutes at least. So let's clamp it. And we can start sanding planks or strips for the gun truck itself. So I can put it aside to dry. Checking that I haven't moved it. Good. Let me unclamp this one. And actually maybe we will need it later or not. We'll see. But I definitely will need slicer. Let me put it just to check it, what I'm showing you. And I believe this is 1/8 square one, and we will need 2.4 635, so we will need these 2 strips. I will pre-cut them, just the proper length I will cut when I will get my gun carriage. So let me sand it first. Because just to clean all the traces from tools, power tools. We will need 2 strips, yes, I believe so, and 2 strips of wide ones. Actually, we are getting decks ready, just we need to make some final touches, like to complete some parts on the main deck, the combings, we need to glue 2 pieces of wood, we need to complete some, to install spikes in around the mast step, or we need to cut 2 holes in the stern part. This is what I'm saying, that if you want to build really a replica of the real boat, so yeah, you have to repeat that 2 square holes, because after the lowering the deck, holes left on the boat, so they built the deck much higher, then lowered it. For some reasons, maybe wanted to install another additional gun, but couldn't, but they lowered the deck. And you have to repeat that hole, because you are copying the original boat. For example, for your perfect gunboat, you don't have to do it. You are building perfect boat. But that is the thing. You have to follow one line. So then your model will be accurate. Because if you are mixing a real boat, the replicas of it, and you are adding something yours, this is already no longer the gunboat. No replica, no the model of the original boat. This is just your own gunboat. This is like if you would build a boat for yourself and it would be a gunboat, you can build your gunboat as you like. This is also the case with all the gunboats. From the far, they look like same, but if you will come closer, all of them are different. And like somebody previously in the previous episodes brought a Spitfire also. From the far, looks same flat bottom boat, but if you will look inside, different beam for the mast, different position, different location, different position for guns, etc. So such details makes the specific model unique. So yeah, they were built probably on the same lines or same dimensions, but two different teams of carpenters, and because these boats were built by carpenters, they were building houses, not boats. So for them it was a new experience, and that's why we have such huge quantity of weird parts and details on them, because they were built by carpenters. And they were applying their experience from building houses, wooden houses, to a boat. One side of this plank is very damaged with the traces of blade. So I just scrape it with a scalpel it. So I'm sanding the entire plank, actually. It's almost ready. This is the most damaged side. Okay, this one is ready. I can pre-cut the angle. And plus minus measuring it. And the precise cut will be later, and I will cut just a little longer piece, just in case, just preparing parts. And another side. Good. This one I can put aside. Now I need to repeat the same for this wider plank. Also slight sanding, cleaning, and then we will cut it. Oh, this is quite damaged edge. Where is my metal piece? I will use it to make the edge perfectly sanded in 90 degrees. And slight sanding with a Scotch Brite, or just cleaning it. Haven't sanded entire length, but it's okay. So this should be also at an angle like this. I'm eyeballing it at the moment. We'll make precise angle later. And it is somewhere here. Should be this, well, this long. We will deal with it in a moment. Let me sand a little more of this plank. Again, I will need angle like this. should be about this long. We will cut it precisely in a moment. So let's check our carriage, and maybe we can start working with it. So we can glue our tracks. A little dusty here. But yeah, I will keep this part inside. It's not glued, just a guide. This is temporary because. But I will glue this piece. Any instructions? Just so it should be on the edge, which is inside, and like this. Okay, like how to put it in the middle of the screen. Like this. And let's glue it with glue. We'll need a drop of glue. Have some very small clamp, tiny one. This is what I will use. Where is my metal block? This is my guide also. Need to center it. Like this. Come on. Ah, didn't mean that. I want it to be the center, in the middle of the, like this. Okay, then I will grab a piece of wood, small tiny one, like this one, should be enough. So this is what I will do to clamp it. Oh, I have to clean these drops of glue under it. Forgot to check it, right? It's not too late. It's still soft. They are not visible, but still I know they are there. And something is right here before I will clamp it. Did all possible mistakes. Let me re-glue it. So I will scrape the glue and maybe we'll clamp first a little, then we'll scrape the excess of glue. Yeah, but if you need to reglue something, better to scrape entirely than extract these drops of glue, reapply it and glue it again. Scrape it also here. Let's reglue it. And I will put this piece of wood so I can clamp it with one clamp. Maybe I can use even bigger one. Bigger one. Something like this. Can it fit? No. And smaller it is. So let it dry a little. And we can start working on the truck itself. So let me move this. All this. Our piece of wood is dry and gluey, so I maybe would keep it like this till tomorrow, but we'll see. If we have time we will start shaping it, but let's work on the truck. That was the actually video which I was planning to do today, but just to glue a simple truck we need to have gun carriage. And let me position camera a little farther. One piece is which we will install, another just temporary one, which is not sanded probably. So let's mark. I believe this is the center line. Yes, this is just perfect center line which we have here. This plank or this gap between planks, and we need to position it evenly or similar, left and right side. So what I was saying, in the kit it is 27.5 width. Let me check one more time. And in on the drawings it was a little narrower, but exactly because we have this gun carriage we need to follow instructions, because manufacturer couldn't provide for some reasons, maybe just limited of the dimensions of the materials. But let me mark it, thinking about what to use to mark it, or maybe I just can use this gun carriage already, because this is our actually it should be 27.5. Let me check. Actually it is 26.8, so 27 millimeters. But yeah, to make it slide, then you have to make it a little bigger or wider, so it will slide. So it is 27 millimeters. Plus, minus, alright. This is exactly what we need. Just I'm checking, yes, I'm closing and covering my that inserts. Perfect. Just perfect. I want to mark the middle of on this part, and it is 17 millimeters. And 8.5. going to put it back. And now I will mark it on the deck. I made just marked where is the middle of the gun carriage, and now I want to mark it exactly on my deck. In a few places, so I can draw the lines. And somewhere in the bow. Perfect. Mark right here and right here. I will sharpen it. I'm not making very strong line, but I believe it is visible even on the screen. Where is the mark? Something like this. Now we can play with planks. And maybe I will glue also these two strips of wood which should be on the lower part of this gun carriage also before I will glue something. And it is, where is it? Dimensions. 332, 1/8, 2.4, 3.2, 2.4, 3.2. So this is the strip which should be glued right here. So we need to cut 2 more strips. So let me do it. So we definitely will have the proper gun carriage. Okay, I will need slicer one more time. Just first sanding. Because it's badly damaged on the edges, exactly where we have to glue it, so maybe I will use also sander to make perfect 90 degrees. So let's make proper length. So we will need, if it is a little longer we can sand, and again I will cut a longer piece and then we'll flip to this side so to make square cut. This is just specific blade on this sander. One, and let's make another one. I can mark it like this. Cut off, and let's make it square-ish. And let's glue it on the gun carriage. But as I said, I probably will use my disc sander a little, because where is it? Like this. Because we need to have perfect 90 degrees edge. And this one was badly damaged by power tools, so definitely requires sanding. Perfect. Still, I can see still blades, traces of blade here. Better. Much better already. And this one, which one was badly damaged? This one is much more damaged. So I believe I already off-limit the time. It's already 2 hours past and I still haven't glued my gun tracks. I want to do it now, today. So I will glue these 2 pieces of wood and will glue the gun track today. So let's glue it here first. I think I cut a little longer. Yeah, so I will sand it if it is necessary. But oh, this direction. Trying to keep it in the middle of the screen. A drop of fresh glue. Oh, can you hear me? Because I can see that my audio is going, so I don't know why you can't hear me. Okay. And the most important yeah, I will sand it. It is a little longer. It's not. That is not a problem, let's say. Now I just want to position it properly. So it is like continuation of this part. So maybe for this I have to clamp, clamp, clamp. So it will keep it in the proper position on one side. Yeah. And actually I will use this one here. And the guide. Can I clamp it like this? Oh yes I can. Good. I did. Just drops of glue. And same for this one. Which one I was sanding? This one. So the side which I sanded, it is 90 degrees. This is just perfect for gluing. Now some drops of glue. They should be clean for sure immediately. It will be much difficult later, and this is the part which should slide. So it is very, very, very important. All the drops. Inconvenient to get, but I can do it. Hey, now let's move back to the model. Move back to the model. So this is what I will do here. So let's play with angles first. I have plus minus where it should be, so I can create proper angle. And again, my disc sander will assist me. Ouch. Can I clamp it from there? Yes, I can. So you can even see it if I will move, and we'll do something like this. what I was measuring here. I need to send it at slight angle. This will be the most important task, to match the angle. A little more sanding. A little bigger angle. Preferably without touching that oil which is leaking from the handle, which I'm constantly forgetting to clean. Don't want to make the plank dirty. Oh, perfect. This one is perfect. Slight touch. While my gun carriage is gluing, I can make these angles. So what is going on with the second one? So let's prepare this one too. It is at an angle like this and like this. Trying to clean this fur. Needs to be sanded. Okay, lost my track more here and here. It's actually like this. And how about now? A little sharper angle. And a little more. Like this. To sharp angle. Okay. Just play such game. Send, try, send, try, send, try one more time. Again, send, still too sharp angle. Getting closer. And just little less sharp angle. It is practically ready. Yes, it is. How about these bigger pieces? Too much. The angle too. And it's more tricky. But this one is actually almost perfect. Surprise, cut it, eyeballing it and cut it almost perfect. That was a surprise for sure. Yep, just need more sanding on the edge. I can see the traces of the table saw, so probably I will use scalpel because they are too deep, so need scraping, not even sanding. And of course I will sand it too. It will take me a little longer, but I will glue them today. And I'm almost ready to do so. Just need to prepare second one to match the angle. And we can then cut them to a proper length and glue them. How about this one? This one is too sharp, so I need to make actually angle this direction, so it should be like oh, just got lost. Too sharp. Something like this. More. So something like this. Just a little more sanding. And just slight touch. Yay. The surface is ready, but let's try the angle. Perfect match. So now I believe I can grab my gun carriage and we'll try it. Something is not right with this one. So I get an angle, I can see it. But let me sand it first. This one is more complicated. I will use this side to sand. Almost. Where is the file? This one can help even more. To sand this side. And a little more file. So now we can check what I have marked. And it is just perfect match, I believe. This is how it should be. And now I understand what you meant when you said that it should be longer. It definitely should, by following these instructions. It is actually wider. So we have to make that part for sure, also the end of it. Because it is what it is. Where is a piece of wood? Definitely, it's short. So you was absolutely right about it. So much about instructions. So it is even wider than it is on the drawings. Not catastrophic, but just unpleasant. But I will glue the rails. Just will use it as a guide for this one. I will clean my marking because it is incorrect then, the inner line. Because it is wider exactly on the width of these lower edges. So this is actually the proper marking now, will be, if I will find the pencil. Such a bright orange pencil, difficult to find. So this is the proper marking now. Again, start marking the wrong edge. One more time. So actually the inner distance between our rails is 22.5 millimeters or something like that. This is when we finally glued these small pieces of wood to make 22.5. So you can make 23 easily, so it really can slide. So let's glue the pieces. This one is left. I can see marks, so I don't have to mark one more time, but I want to try it before gluing it. There is a third mark. Yes, it is like this. Checking that the mark is sliding exactly in the center, and it is sliding to the end like this. Just need to move a little this.
on the proper position right here. Or actually this one is not in the proper position, that one was. Correct. Like this. Let's glue it.
And I will make slight radius of the top edges. And let me make the proper
length of it. I can clean already the marks, don't need them anymore.
And I will need a fresh glue. Don't know where is my proper brush for the glue. We'll use this one. Control it is in the middle. I will use my gun carriage, and now I can shift it when it is really in the middle. Like this. And oh, good job. I need to clamp model so I can clamp this. And somebody is saying that it is time for lunch. Are you sure about that? Yeah, it is already late. I'm working longer than usually. You're right. But assistant says, Murwa, lunch. Let me glue another 3 pieces or 3 strips, and I will go and feed you. He knows perfectly where it is time. How he's doing this, I don't know. But you don't have to have a clock even. You definitely know that it is time. It's noon. Time to feed the cat. Okay, good. One is glued. How about the next one? Just first to prepare the length.
let's cut it. This one, I believe we have 2 marks. Yes. And I will make soft radius. I still can see some traces of table, so where is my scalpel? Just is asking to scrape it. Scotch Brite. And we can glue it now. So one more time. Not what I meant. Something like this. Let's glue it. But I will use a guide for sure before pressing and clamping it. I just usually pressing it. It's enough flat surface we can glue without clamping. And in a moment I will remove these drops of glue. Oh, good job. Didn't mean to. Don't want to break it. Just want to check it. Have to move the front part, it's too close. Should be like this. This is the proper position. I will start removing the glue also, because don't want to glue it to the gun carriage. So this is how it should be. And I'm just clamping or pressing a little with my fingers while I'm cleaning the glue. This should be enough. One more time to check how I was measuring it. I don't know, it's much longer. I will trim it and send it in the next episode. Good. I'm sliding it. It is working. And let's glue these two pieces. I believe this one is from which side? From this one. And this one is from this one. Ta-da! Again, just to make soft radius on the upper edge. Clean it with a Scotch Brite. And to cut the proper length. Have seen something to scrape right here. Let's glue it. Another drop of fresh glue will help. Something on the edge, so two of them will glue together too. And where I have dropped my favorite tool to scrape the glue, right here. Just more scraping. Like this. And let's prepare this side. So where is my piece of sandpaper to make soft radius? Cleaning with Scotch Brite, and let's glue it. Let's remove the glue. I believe this is it for today. So this is something that we can complete tomorrow, the gun carriage. Okay, something is weird. It should be so loose. It's too wide, what they have provided. Because we have 3.2 millimeters. Or I have right now a very bad feeling that it shouldn't be like this sliding, it shouldn't be on top of it sliding. And I think so this is the case. Right, I need to rip it off. I have these bad feelings and I think this is it. Yes. And how many times I already was regluing something on the Gunboat Philadelphia? But while it is raw, let me check my theory. Come on, I know you can do it. It's still raw. If I will put it narrower, then I can use this piece. Then it is correct one, and then it should slide on top of it. So no, it is correct piece. Just it should be glued much narrower, because I was really thinking while I was gluing why it is so wide. It shouldn't be. It should be 27.5 millimeters total wide. So this is the reason why. Let me clean it now. Everything. First on the deck. Where is my favorite tool? This is my favorite tool. Don't be afraid if you will scrape some varnish or shellac in our case. You can reapply it later. So the parts are correct, just have to be followed. Now I need to check if my parts are too short, but we'll see in a moment. I need to scrape the glue. While it is still half raw.
Sometimes scalpel can do the job. Maybe now I have a little short piece. Let me check. One side is too long, one side is a little shorter, so maybe I have to glue one piece. So I need a second to check. The thing, they don't have a full drawing, they have separate truck, separate gun carriage. This is what makes you be confused, and this is what I did, but just on time notice it. Because when it is only 1.5 millimeters wider than on the original drawings, and when it is 4 millimeters wider or almost 5, this is too big difference, and this is really important. So let me check it. I will sand it with a sanding paper, and then let me try it one more time. Some glue on the edges. So if I will put it on top of it, now it looks much better. So the thing is, you have to put it on top of the most top one, so the edge, this should be like one wall, not inside it. This is what starts making me worried about that something is not right, because then it has too many space. So this is wrong, it should be on top of it. So don't make the same mistake as I did. So good thing to watch somebody building and then to build without mistakes, I think. So let's try now to put it on the center one. So this is the middle one. Like this. Slide. Need to put it properly here. It's just on edge, right one. So like this. Or no, this one a little shorter in my case. Not good, not good. Is this in the middle already? Don't want to cut a new piece. Such a good rail or truck. But I'm afraid I have to. They are short. They are short, so I have to cut new ones. So unfortunately I can't stay longer today. I have a meeting with my niece, so I need to finish it today as like it is, and we have to complete it tomorrow. And maybe we can make all the others final touches on the decks, so we can complete our hull. My hope is that we can complete our hull tomorrow. And where is the piece? This one is temporary one. And this one should be installed permanently. So only one piece of wood is correct length. This is the one. So I'm afraid I have to cut them and reglue them to make new ones. So with this, I believe this is it for today. We will fix this mistake tomorrow. And today I already made 3 hours long live stream. Where is the full screen? So with this, I will complete it at this stage. And we will fix it tomorrow. And we will glue it tomorrow. And I hope we will finish everything on our decks tomorrow. So we can start working on details. With this, I wish you a very nice rest of the day. Or evening, depends from which part of the world you are watching. And thank you very much for supporting my channel. Big thank you for sponsors of this channel, because you are making it possible to run these live streams. So big thank you, and see you tomorrow, guys. Bye.